the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. Waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
Let's go! Stanley Cup! Panthers win. The Tua curse is over. Oh, the Tua curse is over, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button. Oh, man. So hockey is over. It's time for football, baby. Miami Dolphin fans, we got a serious problem. Oh, man. All right, man. Y'all hit that like button. Let's have a little bit of fun tonight. Punch that like button. Congratulations to the Florida Panthers. They have won the Stanley Cup 4-3. It would have been the biggest collapse of all time if they didn't. So I'm glad that they did, because that would have been embarrassing. Does that mean is Miami turn now? Does that mean that it's Miami's turn now? Y'all let me know in the chat. Y'all hit that like button. All right, man. Let me pull my second monitor up real quick. There we go. HCMI 2. All right. Tennessee wins College World Series. That's what's up. Big money. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. We got a lot to discuss tonight. I ain't gonna try not to keep you too long, but it might be long enough. Y'all punch that like button on your way in the building. Stanley Cup is officially won. Again, y'all punch that like button. All right. Let me bring this up. All right. Let me get my phone. Shout out to JD the Great. DD, I see you. Shout out to the Mod Squad, Dolphins State of Mind, all the members of the channel. Salute to you. Let's do it. All right. Let's see here. Let me see here. All right, here. Punch that like button. All right. Tua get his extension yet? No, he didn't, but he will. He will. I keep telling y'all. We almost got 200 people in the building. Y'all hit that like button. I'm just bringing something up real quick. I don't need these headphones. I'm just bringing something up real quick. All right. Bring that video up. All right, y'all. So we got a lot to discuss. Earlier today, I went live and y'all gave me a whole list of things that y'all wanted to discuss. I'm gonna break those down, but before we do, we got to get on this Kurt Warner and Tom Brady conversation. You know, we still on this quote unquote anticipation conversation. Definitely want to get into that as well. But I want to start out with Kurt Warner's first. Let me pull this up. Give me a second. I'm going to give y'all video. Pressure on now, Miami. Psh, man. Listen, ain't no pressure on Miami. I mean, the Dolphins going to be the Dolphins. They're going to do what they always do, all right? We just hope that we can get over the hump finally. We don't know. Will we? Hopefully. I think we all hope we can. But will we, man? We don't know. We just hopeful, man. It's that simple. We are very hopeful. All right, y'all. Again, congratulations to the Florida Panthers bringing a championship, a Stanley Cup to South Florida. Lord knows the South Florida fans need it bad. Hopefully the Dolphins can do the same. I think we go crazy. Like it'll be like a whole new level of like, whoa, if the Dolphins can just, win a Super Bowl. Man, can y'all imagine that? Can y'all imagine that, man? Dolphins winning a Super Bowl, man. Insane. Just insane, man. See, you ain't lying about that. There'll never be pressure on the fans. It is what it is. Let's go to the beach. Well, the reason why I say it'll never be pressure on the fans because as a collective, not all of us, but as a collective, the fan base is fine with everything. They'll be mad for 1 month and then one little move and they back the whole, oh, yeah, this the year. Our fan base will, it's ingrained in us. We're never mad at the team. I mean, if we ever mad, it's the most temporary mad you could possibly be. Most temporary ever. We're like, we could win in the first round of the playoffs next year, and then they can give Jason Sanders a 2-year extension. Oh, Super Bowl. Oh, that's it. That's the move. It's just us. It's just how we are, man. They can't keep us down. They is all fan bases. That ain't all fan bases, Glenn. That ain't all fan bases. There's some brutal fan bases. There are some vicious fan bases. There are some fan bases that be calling for people's heads. Like there are fan bases that I don't condone, but they'll go as far as threatening coaches and general managers and sending stuff to their houses. There's some crazy fan bases. Don't say it's all fan bases. We nice. We nice in Miami. No matter how bad it get. What are we supposed to do? And I ain't condoning doing nothing crazy for nobody. But don't say that's all fan bases. Don't say it's all fan bases. Our fan base is more entertained with fighting with each other than calling the organization out. Our fan base more interested in threatening each other and each other's families and stuff instead of calling out the organization. Sorry, I'm on this water kick. All right, so which leads me. Let me go ahead and address something real quick before I dive in. Let me see. Just saw the comment. Let me see. Where is it? Fins up, TD. Why didn't you turn down the show with reason? I think you meant to say, why did I turn down the show with reason? Well, first and foremost, obviously, somebody must be talking about me out here because you're like the 10th person in 48 hours to basically say, oh, why did you turn it down? Why did you turn this and that down? Why did you not do it? What's wrong, TD? Why won't you do the panel show with all the Dolphin fans? You're supposed to be about the fans. You're supposed to be about the fan base. Oh my gosh, why did you turn it down? Somebody offered you to be on a Dolphin panel and you turned it down. Listen, the only fan base that I'm concerned myself with is the ones that view this channel over here. Have y'all not noticed it's been about 2 years since I've been a part of any drama? Like real drama? Like, don't get me wrong, my name probably has been brought up in drama, but trust me, I ain't had nothing to do with it. I ain't had nothing to do with it. But have you noticed I haven't been a part of any drama? And as soon as I stopped including myself in any drama, my income went up, my blessings went up, my ability to bless others went up. I'm focused on me now. I'm doing me, running my own race, staying in my own lane. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm minding my business. Oh, little old me that don't know nothing about football over here in his own little corner. And some people don't like that. Some people keep on disturbing my little peace. I have done my due. I have put so many people on in this YouTube game. I have blessed people in this YouTube game. I've gotten people started, helped them get their first 2, 3, 4,000 subs. I've done all I can do in this community. But I started to find myself in unnecessary drama too often. And I made a decision for me and my family so that to no longer associate nor hang with those who are nothing but drama filled. Anything that is related to drama, anything that is related to grown men acting like girls, anything that's related to grown people acting like 5-year-old children, going back and forth about who's more right than the other, and going back and forth and yelling at each other, threatening each other, calling each other's families out, and all of that unnecessary child's play, I do not involve myself with anymore. So I don't associate myself with people who involve themselves with drama. I don't associate myself anymore with platforms that involve themselves with drama. I am about my business. I am about my family. I am about building Roundtable Sports. I am about enjoying TD Fins Talk. And that is it. So when people hit me up and inboxes are on the phone, hey, do you want to do this or you want to do that? I sit back, I evaluate the situation, I look at who's asking, whatever it may be. And if it's associated with drama, I see my way out respectfully. No, thank you. I don't want to work with this person, that person. I don't want to do anything with this person or that person. Okay. There is zero benefit for me to do such. Zero. So I'm sorry if you wanted to see this unnecessary soiree of Royal Rumble, but I will not be associated with it nor be engaged in it. People have been too disrespectful of me and my name, lied on me and my name several times. I can't associate with these people. So for those who wanted to see it, I'm sorry. You're not going to. Okay? Drama free. Drama free. Drama free. Drama free. Bet you STV on the Huddle League. Bleacher Report is where I be. I focus on the things that move me forward. Yes, I ain't trying to play with the boards. It ain't even the word boards, the board people, but boards. Listen, man, it's that simple, y'all. So all the, if anybody, listen, people, hey, oh, he don't want to do it. Hey, I'm terrified. Matter of fact, listen, I can't even be on collabs with certain people no more. Their football acumen is like Mars, and I'm on Earth. I'm not even on that level. I don't want to diminish the value of other people. They are so much better than me and greater than me at this. They know football. I don't. So listen, I'm terrified to do stuff with people. However they want to frame it, it's true. Okay? It is true. I am terrified. Listen. Don't put me in this situation. I'm terrified, okay? So if that's going to bring anybody bragging rights and make them feel better, I am terrified to do collaborations with certain people because they know football on a level that I could only dream to know it. That I could only dream to know it. And TD said it out of his own mouth. So take that and run with it. Take that and run with it. All right? All right. Hopefully that addressed that whole thing about why TD turning things down. For those who just came in, I'm turning things down because I'm a grown man. And I don't got time for child's play anymore. We ain't got time for that. Everybody behind everybody back, talking about everybody and doing all this little childish girly stuff. It ain't in me, no. If it was in me, it ain't in me no more. All right, it's that simple. No other answer for you. And if you don't want to accept that answer, then accept the one that I'm terrified and I couldn't dare grace a screen with certain people because they just know more than me, and I would embarrass the Dolphins nation. Take that. Whatever one works, whatever narrative work for you, whatever one make you feel better, you run with that, you spread it to the masses, and y'all have at it. All right. Now, with that being done, let's get to some Dolphin football, even though I know nothing about what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Punch that like button. Let your friends and family members know about the channel. Love y'all. Love those who do rock with me. Love those who do support this channel on a regular basis. Shout out to Justin Collins with the donation. Said, as far as Dolphin channels, I only follow you and Doug. I deleted many others. Well, hey, man, it's a lot of great creators out there, but I appreciate you rocking with me. And shout out to my brother Doug. Yes, man, I appreciate that big time. And it's people like you, Mr. Collins, little stuff like that, man. Little stuff like that. See, this is what I'm focused on, bro. This is what I'm focused on. I'm focused on you. I'm focused on trying to give you great content because you appreciate what I bring to the table. You ain't trying to pit me against other people and make all kind of unnecessary childish drama. All right. So salute to you. Salute to everybody who has that mindset. Also, I know I'm gonna get into football, but real quick, something that I did want to say to those who are loyal to this channel, that have been loyal subscribers. Some of you have written me, and not one, but some. So I take it serious whenever more than one person says the same thing. But I do want to address it because some people say things like, "Hey, you've kind of went a little bit what's the word, corporate, because I have sponsors and things of that now. I don't read as many regular comments, engage with the people as much." I wanted to say this. I think about 2 years ago, we reached a point on this channel where I can't read all the comments. I know, yeah, when I first started, 100 subscribers, 1,000, 3,000, 7,000, I tried my best. I would read as many comments as possible. About 2 years ago, when we got around 14,000 subs or something like that, all that went out the window. I'm just letting y'all know that now. It's impossible to read all the comments and then try to elaborate on them. And yeah, it did condition itself to, hey, I just read the color. I read the super chats, because the reality, and don't get me wrong, I read some of the other ones too when I have time, but primarily when the show popping and things going on, especially in the regular season when we be having thousands in here, I read the colors, man. Because what I need a lot of y'all to understand is, when you first supported this channel, I've always been hopeful that you've been supporting it in hopes that it evolves, that it gets to a point to where it's so successful that it's even hard to manage. And the reality is, together, we've created that. We've built the channel that's hard to manage. It's hard to respond to everybody. When I go in my inboxes and I got 20 some emails from today, and I got 120 Instagram messages and like 30 Twitter messages, I can't get them all. Yeah, I mean, some of y'all know, y'all be hitting me up, and then y'all hit me up and I'll be responding 8, 9, 10, 15 days later, because I be trying to keep up, but I can't. But I'm trying to hit it all. I'm trying to go in order. I skim through stuff, see what's important now, and whatever not, I go back and I try to hit it all. We've gotten to that point, but that also means this channel has reached a level of success. It has reached a level of success. But I don't want you to view that as I'm not doing the same things I used to do, because it's reached a level of success where that's impossible. And I would hope most of you would be happy about that rather than frustrated or upset about it. It's a good thing. I mean, most of the same people say, hey, TD to the moon, TD to 100,000. But we also got to recognize what that comes with. That comes with a whole lot less interaction one-on-ones, 1-on-10. It comes with less. That's just how it works. It's not easy. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people say, I like your channel because you interact with people, and this person and that person, they don't interact with nobody. Well, some of them just don't do it at all because they don't want to give you the false expectation that they'll be able to forever. And I'm never going to look at it that way, but that's the reality. That's what this level of success comes with. And listen, I've never been ashamed or too proud to tell y'all my success relies on every single one of you guys and your interaction with this channel. Whenever BetUS hit me up, becoming a sponsor is because of you guys. It's blessed my family. BetUS TV, The Huddle now, huge blessing to my family, but it takes away time from this channel. Bleacher Report, being their official affiliate, takes away, but it's a huge blessing. All of these things are thanks to every single one of you guys, but at the same time, it's a give and take. It's a give and take. So as I do more and more and more, and I continue to be blessed more and more and more, thanks to many of you and God, of course, primarily, but it comes with the territory. What happens is it gives me bigger exposure. It allows me to be bigger than just this channel. And I would hope that that's what you all wanted. This is why a lot of my haters don't like me as it is, because many people wish that they could be having the opportunities I have, because they've said it to my face. How did you get on this? Because I ain't involved in drama. Anyway, but no, for real, it like being on Bleacher Report. That's exposure to a much larger audience that know who I am. You know, and for the record, because I did hear this little false narrative out there, Bleacher Report tells him what to say and what narrative to be controversial. Bleacher Report has never, ever once said, hey, this is what we want you to do or be. They just say to exercise your expertise and be you. Not once has Bleacher Report ever told me to create a narrative or be divisive, whatever people want to call it. Okay. All right. So at the end of the day, these things are giving me big exposure to a lot of things. Yeah, it's a blessing. Like, I've also realized, man, yeah, I'm gonna have a moment of toot my own horn, but I ain't trying to. But I'm telling y'all, I'm tooting my own horn for my haters. It's gonna be like, oh yeah. Listen, there's a reason why so many people talk about me in this channel, good or bad. There's a reason. There is a reason why they do. People messaging me yesterday, bro. Everybody channel I go on, it's crazy how they talking about you. There's a reason. And I know TD Fraud Talk said your horrible takes. I don't know, maybe, right? But it's interesting. If I hear somebody right now that says Josh Rosen should have been MVP his rookie year, I would never even respond to that individual. Like, people who always have the worst takes, you don't even respond to them or entertain them or anything. But it's interesting that I am responded to so much. I am talked about so much. I am discussed so much. There's a reason. Definitely a reason for that. So I'm gonna keep doing me, staying in my own lane, minding my own business, giving my analysis. Because the one thing I've never done on this channel is claim to know it all. And I have always opened myself up to the possibility of being wrong and ready to change my wrong to right if I hear compelling evidence of why I should. That's just mature. That's maturity. Salute to Captain Big. Said, TD, you keep doing you, and I'll do me. Meaning, you keep enjoying creating, and I'll keep enjoying watching. Salute to you, brother. Nobody's gonna shake me in my opinions, but I'm mature enough to hear compelling argument to change my stance because I am a data-driven person, a evidence relying person. Like, I just want to be on the side of truth. I want to be on the side of being right. You all should want to be on the side of being right. But the problem is when pride comes into place to where you want to be right so bad, even when you know deep down you're wrong, you stick to your stance, even when new evidence is presented of why you're wrong. So let's get into this Kurt Warner anticipation piece that everybody wants to talk about now. They want to make TD out to be the villain because he disagrees with the Hall of Fame quarterback who questioned Tua's abilities in the first place, and all of a sudden it's his biggest strengths when he questioned it a few months later without him playing any football. Let's make sure we get the context of this straight. Right when the Chiefs game was over and the season was over, he watched the film and said, man, I'm confused. I mean, what's the issue? Like, can he actually process the field? Is he actually reading? Because what he was seeing didn't look like it. But then 4 months later, it's one of his elite traits. And he says he's an elite anticipator. So let's hear Kurt Warner's explanation on anticipation, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear this in the chat.
Right in the defensive back. And then at the last second, boom, here comes Isaac or here comes Torrey to undercut that and, and make the play. But, every once in a while, there's going to be a time where I hit the defensive back in the numbers. And people are going to be like, what's he doing? He threw it right at the guy.
You know how I say that all the time about Tua? Because Kurt Warner's on to something. He cooking. What he's saying right now is a fact. He said sometimes I will throw it right in the defensive numbers. And it's like, what is he doing? He threw it right to the guy. I'm going to break it down.
And, all it takes is a little slip or, a little bend that's a little deeper than you expect, because that's where anticipation comes in, is trying to be on the same page with your receiver on a particular look where I expect him to be at this spot at this time. And every once in a while, that's going to go against you.
Okay, so he keeps using this word anticipation, and I keep trying to break this down for people, okay? Sometimes it's going to come back to bite you because all it takes is a little slip or a little rounding from the receiver, and the timing's off, okay? He keeps saying anticipation. I keep telling y'all throwing to a spot using timing, which means I'm going to throw it in that spot at this time because my receiver should be there, right? He keeps saying that's anticipation, but I want you to keep listening to what he's saying. The requirements for anticipation, because there's one thing that he's leaving out that he says at the end, but he don't talk about it much. He just mentions it and moves on. Yeah, I want to see if y'all catch it.
Now, does that mean we throw it all? Does that mean we need more plays? But there will be times.
Oh, I'm going to talk about that.
Anticipation that something happens on the back end that isn't what you expect, that it's played a little bit differently, or a receiver does something a little bit differently on the top of the route, and it's going to lead to some interception. So
the receiver does something different on the top of the route, and it's going to lead to interceptions. Okay.
You always have to understand that when you watch anticipatory throwers, and you have to look at all the elements, not just what happened at the end of the play, but what happened throughout the play that maybe messed up that timing, because it is so crucial if you're going to play that way.
So we're going to pause right there. That was the end of it anyway. He goes on to another topic. I need to back up the last 8 seconds.
What happened at the end of the play, and you have to look at all the elements, not just what happened at the end of the play, but what happened throughout the play that maybe messed up that timing, because it is so crucial if you're going to play that way.
You have to. Here's the funny thing about Kurt Warner, and he did it too, and this is something he wasn't good at either, okay? And like he said, it's going to work more than it's not. And what y'all need to understand is it works 70% of the time, and it don't work 30% of the time on that. What was that? But as long as it's working 70% of the time, everybody be just fine with it because it's successful. But it doesn't account for that other 30% of the time. But what did he say at the end there? And this is the point that I keep trying to make that people ignore. You have to recognize what's happening in the play from the beginning to the point of catching the ball. You have to factor those in for it to be anticipation. But what he's explaining is the fact that they're throwing the ball anyway. They're not factoring in everything that happens in the play. And that's why you get these, oh, what was that? But he slightly throws it in at the end of the conversation. Well, you have to, look at everything from the beginning of the play all the way. And now this is the key piece that most people aren't understanding. In order to anticipate, when you hike the ball, You literally have to see what's happening on the field, because if you see what's happening on the field, you can anticipate where to put the ball based off of everything that happens. So if the receiver slips and get backs up, you know you're not going to put it in that spot at that time. You might want to throw it to the right a little more because he's not going to make it to that spot. So you're anticipating where he's going to end up. Anticipation has to factor everything. But if you notice what Kurt explained here, he was talking about timing and spot throwing at the beginning, using the word anticipation, and then at the very end, he wants to throw in at the end. But you have to factor in everything in the play. Well, guess what, Kurt? You ain't gonna hit the defenders right on the numbers if you factor everything into play. That's why the first element you keep talking about is not anticipation. That is spot throwing with timing. And if anything disrupt that timing, that's why you hitting these receivers, these safeties in the numbers. That's why you hitting the linebacker or the cornerback in the numbers. And he actually says that, but it's so funny to me that he throws in at the very end, and you gotta, evaluate everything, even from the beginning of the play. Well, like I said, if you're evaluating everything, even from the beginning of the play, then you'll see not to throw the ball right at the defender because something's off. And people aren't understanding that simple logic. Let's play it one more time, because he said something in there that's key as well that I want people to recognize.
Every once in a while, there's going to be a time where I hit the defensive back in the numbers, and people are going to be like, "What's he doing? He threw it right." And, all it takes is a little slip, or a little bend.
So he recognizes all it takes is a little slip or a bend on the break. But if you're looking at what's happening from the beginning of the play all the way to the end, and you see that slip or that bend at the break, why are you still putting it in the numbers of the defender? This is what this is why they keep using the term anticipation. In order to anticipate, you got to follow all those steps. You got to put the ball in the spot with the right timing, considering everything that's happening in the play. That's what'll make you an elite anticipator, not a guesser that says sometimes you're going to put it in the defender's numbers and people are going to be like, what was that? That ain't no elite anticipation. That's blindly throwing it, hoping that your receiver's route is perfect, hoping that they doing that nothing threw them off. That's not elite. That's what you call guessing. And Tua does the same thing. Some of his interceptions are like, why did he even throw that? And then I go back and say, let me go look at the receiver. Yep, he fell down. He fell down way earlier, before he even went in his break. Before the ball was even out of Tua's hand, he fell down.
A little deeper than you expect, because that's where anticipation comes in, is trying to be on the same page with your receiver on a particular look, where I expect him to be at this spot at this time.
And I agree with that. That is anticipation right there, Kirk. Being on the same page with your receiver. I expect him to be at that spot at that time. But don't forget the element that you threw in at the back of this conversation, where you said you have to also evaluate everything in the play, even from the beginning. You see where he's separating them? He wanted to just throw that in there at the end. He wanted to just throw that in there. No, you got to add it on this piece too. You got to say you got to be on the same page with your receiver. Expect him to be in that spot at this time, while evaluating the entire play to make sure that that's where you anticipated ending up. That's what you got to do. You can't see what everybody keep doing is separating the two. They keep saying, be at this spot at this time, and I think he should, and I'm going to put the ball there when he should. And don't care nothing about what's happening at the beginning of the play, but then going to say at the end, but yeah, you got to really read what's happening throughout the play. Well, guess what? If you're reading what's happening throughout the play, you ain't really got to worry about throwing it right in the defender's numbers and being like, what was that? Because you saw what was happening throughout the play. It's that simple.
And every once in a while, that's going to go against you. Now, does that mean
why is it going to go against you, Kurt? Why is anticipating going to go against you if you're doing it at an elite level? If you see the disruption with your receiver or whatever, why would anticipation go against you if you're reading it properly? Because if you're reading it properly, you can also anticipate that it won't be there either. Otherwise, it's just guessing. Elite anticipators, it shouldn't be going against you. It should not be going against you.
Throw it all out? No, because I think we made more plays.
And here's the funny thing. This is why this philosophy is bad for the Dolphins. He even said it himself. Sometimes it's going to go against you. Should we throw it all out? No, because we make more plays than we don't doing it. Meaning it's a flawed system. It's a flawed thing to do to begin with. But since it has a higher success rate than failure, we keep with it. But why is it with the Miami Dolphins? It looks all good against bad teams, but against the good teams, we can't anticipate nothing. Why is it that against the good teams, we aren't anticipating, quote unquote, anticipation? We ain't doing none of this. None of it's working. It's working less against good teams than it's successful. With 2.5 seconds before you get killed, sure is easy, huh, TD? No. Let me listen. I'm sick of this false little narrative of 2.5 seconds. Can y'all stop the cap? This narrative of 2.5 seconds, let's get something straight. Y'all think the only reason we got to throw the ball in less than 2.5 seconds is because of the O-line? It's cap. Because the stats show you anytime Tua gets more than 2.5 seconds to throw the ball, he's way worse. It's a massive fall off on production. His percentages and everything. When Tua get 3 seconds to throw, 3.5, 4 seconds, straight fall off. I done proved that so many times. You've seen the stats on even PFF with time to throw the ball and how you perform at each stage. Tua's one of the worst in the NFL with the more time he gets to throw. It's actually a benefit getting the ball out of his hand quick because he gets to hit his first read. First read. Yeah, I'm telling you, if the man had time to throw the ball, we would still be hitting the first read. We still would be getting this is what y'all don't understand. The way Tua plays and the fact that he's not great at processing, even if we had the best O-line in the NFL, we would still be getting rid of the ball just about faster than anybody else. Why? Because he's still going to hit the first read. This offense is predicated on hitting the first read. It's about pre-snap reads. McDaniel loads aside and he says, I'm going to give you 3 options. Look at the safety and the outside linebacker. If the safety stays back, work the shallow. You either got the flat or the slant. That linebacker got a decision. Whatever one he don't choose, you hit. We're going to hit the first read regardless. And then all of a sudden, when we play action, he back there with clean pockets. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, his numbers go down. And then on top of it, I keep showing y'all film and all these mess up throws by Tua before he even throw the ball, I pause and say, does he have a clean pocket? And everybody in unison, yeah, clean pocket. And what does he do with it? He messes the throw up. He underthrows the thrower. He makes a bad read. Anytime they take away that first look, this has been proven. And this is all through film. And you know what? Every time somebody debated, I just pull up the Chiefs film. Well, you just keep using the Chiefs film because it's the epitome of the issue. I literally done went over the Chiefs film twice in the last 3 weeks and literally showed y'all over and over and over, debunked every theory that everybody keep on putting out there. Is there a clean pocket? Yeah. Did he make the right read? He actually did on that one. Bad throw. Is there a clean pocket? Yeah. Why is he staring deep when he got all these check downs? Is there a clean pocket? Yeah. Are they sending the blitz and he under pressure? Yeah. Why he ain't hitting his quick hots? They wide open right in front of him. Is there a clean pocket? Yeah. Is there a clean pocket? No. But do we got an outlet to go to right there? Yeah, but he focused on looking down the field. Makes absolutely no sense.
Every once in a while, that's going to go against you. Now, does that mean we throw it all out? No, because I think we made more plays playing that way. But there will be times if you throw with anticipation that something happens on the back end that isn't what you expect, that it's played a little bit differently, or a receiver does something a little bit differently on the top of the route, and it's going to lead to some interception. So you always have to understand that when you watch anticipatory throwers, and you have to look at all the elements, not just what happened at the end of the play, but what happened throughout the play that maybe messed up that timing, because it is so crucial if you're going to play that way.
So when do you look at it, Kurt? Do you look at it when the game is over? Or are you supposed to look at it during the play and make the right anticipation? This is what I don't like about his interview. He don't tell us which one he believes you need to do. I want y'all to tell me in the chat, which one are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to look at it when it's all said and done to see why it was messed up? Or are you supposed to do that during the play? Which one is it? That's what I'm curious of, Kurt, because I think it'll be very important for you to clarify that. Make sure you let people know that. Tell them. No, I'm just saying look at it after the play so you'll know why it went wrong. Oh, so just live with the result and then check it out later. Or are you supposed to evaluate that during the play so that you can make a better decision, so you can anticipate better? This whole notion that anticipation is 70% of the time you'll get it right, 30% of the time you'll pay for it. That's not how the game of football works. You should never be playing odds on football. And that's why the Dolphins are in the situation we are in now. Because we out here playing odds. We out here going with a system that'll work 70% of the time, and 30% of the time it won't. But look at us. That 30% is against all the good teams that take away those spots. So how are we ever supposed to overcome those situations if we're playing football like this, y'all? Because let's just act like you don't have to read the whole play. Just put it in a spot in a number, and that's anticipation. And he's a lead, and it'll work more than it won't. Okay, if we're going to go with that premise, then how are we supposed to beat the good teams that take that away? And let me tell you why this all bothers me. Because first of all, he's right. Shout out to Scandala, said TDU killing it in your own lane, bro. These subscribers always want to see fights and debates to be entertained off drama. Keep growing, bro. I'm doing me. Appreciate you though. I'm definitely doing me. Here's what scares me about it. It's time to get to Mike McDaniel and his issue with this. There's been reports that came out that Mike McDaniel don't think he's not looking to change the offense at all. He's not looking to add no wrinkles or anything. What he wants to do is give to a better second and third options. See, Mike McDaniel thinks that the issue is when they take away Tyreek and Waddle, he needs somebody competent catching the ball after that. Let me ask y'all a question. Our number 3 and our number 4 receivers last year, our number 3, our number 4 receivers, were they out there dropping balls? Was our number 3 and our number 4 receiver out there dropping balls? As a matter of fact, most of them had very high completion percentages in the rare moments they were targeted. And what he wants is a better weapon. And I think this is this is what's bothering me about it, right? This is what's bothering me about it. It's like Mike McDaniel thinks that a better receiver in the third option is going to work, and here's why. On 3rd and 1, when they double Tyreek and Waddle, I think Mike McDaniel is looking at it as we're going to make the number 3 receiver the first read on those obvious Tyreek and Waddle situations. Gonna make it the first read. Yeah, give me 1 second. What? I'll get it. My bad. I think he's looking at it as, okay, I'm gonna use Tyreek and Waddle as a decoy in a lot of these situations now, and let Odell be the first read in those situations and stuff like that. Because he cannot be sitting here thinking that at least that's what I think. That's the only thing that I can think. And here's why. Please don't tell me you're bringing Odell and all these guys to be the third option because read 1 is gone. Read 2 is gone. Odell's there. Do you realize that how rare we even try to go to our third read? This can't be the game plan. It cannot be the game plan. You cannot be thinking that, oh, well, we got a better receiver at the third progression. No. We don't get to the third. We want that first so bad. Y'all saying OBJ is definitely a decoy. What kind of decoy is he going to be at this stage of his career? Nobody's worrying about Odell Beckham. They play him straight up. He get open. He don't. They're going to play it straight up. They're going to game plan for Tyreek and Waddle. He's not a decoy. You have to put Odell in a first read situation a lot more often. A chain too. You have to. TD, I'm confused. Are you arguing that Tua is not good enough for the Dolphins, or that he is not worth paying top dollar, or riding the KW debate wave? What is KW? Somebody educate me. I don't know what KW is. But to answer your first two, are you arguing that Tua is not good enough for the Dolphins, or that he is not worth paying top dollar? I mean, Kurt Warner debate wave. I don't care about a debate wave. It's just, this is my stance on it. I think Kurt Warner isn't looking at it holistically. I think he's breaking it up. Anticipation, he keeps on naming two elements that are anticipation, but he's acting like all three don't have to be in unison in order for you to be elite at it. So I'm not on a Kurt Warner debate wave. I'm just pointing out the difference because people said Kurt Warner explained it. Can you talk on it? So I think that there's three elements to anticipation, and Kurt Warner keeps on saying Tua has two of them, in which he does, but that third one is required for you to be great at it and elite at it, and Tua doesn't do that at all. He's not evaluating the situation on the field, the entire play, to anticipate where to put the ball. What he's doing is putting it in that same spot that's practice, regardless if the receiver gets slowed down or not. To me, that's not anticipation. You have to secure all three steps in order for it to be anticipation. It's that simple. It requires all three elements. And just because you're knocking down two of the elements, and the funny thing is, he actually mentions at the very end the last element, but he not tying it in together, because he cannot sit here and tell any of us that Tua is evaluating what's happening from the beginning to the end of the play, because we've all seen Tua blindly throwing the ball, straight up spot throwing. So no wave, just responding to it. All right. But yeah, as far as the beginning of it, both. I've never thought Tua was good enough for the Dolphins. And obviously, if I think that, then no, they shouldn't pay him the big bag, but they will. Now, remember this as well. My definition of being good enough for the Dolphins is winning a Super Bowl. I think Tua can be a quarterback that can win games and edge into the playoffs every other season or something. You know, we'll miss some seasons of the playoffs. We'll get in a few times. I think he's a good quarterback. But I've also realized that in today's NFL, good ain't good enough. Good isn't good enough. It's that simple. So that's how I feel about Tua overall. And I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping he comes out, show me some things that I didn't think he could do, and surprise me and make me a believer and make me feel good, you know. I mean, he has moments where he's showing great play, but when it matters most, see, that's what people won't understand about me. I keep seeing Tua have some solid moments, but every time he has these solid moments, I come to the table and I say, this game right here, if he can show up and show out, it'll be the game that really solidifies that he's that. Every single time I say that, he fails. He bombs. Every time. And nobody can dispute that. People can ignore it, but because that's what a lot of people are doing. But nobody can dispute that. I want you to think about last year. Think about last year. the important games. And I know some people want to be smart. Every game's important. You know what I mean? When we played Buffalo that first time, all right, this is a test. This is the moment right here where you need to play well and elevate this team. Terrible. All right, this Philly game, a good team that can really be a measuring stick. Same thing. All right, Chiefs overseas. All right, this one right here. Same thing. Same thing. All right, the Cowboys. We won, but he was terrible. We kicked 5 field goals in that game. And the one touchdown that we got, it was from a turnover already in the territory. Buffalo again. All right. And here's the crazy thing. Every time we come up to one of these games, I even say, even though he done lost a lot of them, because truth be told, even if he won a game like that or two, it still don't mean anything to me because look at how many he lost. At some point, a broke clock got to be right twice a day. And the crazy thing is, we still ain't get the right time. So it's going to come, and which is sad because everybody gonna freak out and feel like, oh yeah, see, this is it. Tua is so behind on proving like when it matters most, like that clutch ability, big game ability, you know, when it matters most ability, he's so far behind in that. It's like he need 3-4 games of it to really change his narrative. And I'm talking about big time games. It's like, when's the last time he won a game that was big? Baltimore in week 2 years ago? In week 2, by the way, in which they were dominating that game and he was looking like trash up in the halftime, 2 interceptions. Dumb them for playing the defense they were playing after that. But I guess I be trying, like, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I be really wanting to understand, like, from a Tua fan perspective, right? And especially if any of you are watching right now, if you're a fan of Tua and you just like think that he's elite, which baffles me. Talk to me about those games. What's the issue? What's happening with him in those games when it matters most? Q said, TD, stop capping, bro. You don't want to understand. You want to be right. What just say something to us, Q. Tell us something, Q. In those games, tell me something. Like, what's wrong in those games? I don't even care about being right. Just tell us. Just give us something real quick, Q. The people waiting on you, Q. Tell us what's happening in those games. Please. Doug, I'm not talking about coaching. I'm talking about what Tua can control. See, this is where y'all want to ignore the real conversation. I do not judge Tua off of the O-line. I don't judge Tua off of Mike McDaniel and his offense. I only judge Tua off of what he can control. So when I pull up the Chiefs film and we're looking at a wide open receiver by the sideline and he overthrow it, you can't tell me nothing about the O-line or the play calling. When a blitz is coming and his outlet is right there in front of him and he don't hit it, you can't tell me nothing about the play call or the O-line. Like only the things he can control is what I evaluate him on. That's it. Just those moments are the only ones that matter. That's what I be trying to understand. One moment. My computer done froze on me.